approval. Term would be from the date of appointment till June 1st, 2031. Councilman Burns.
Yeah, Ken Liddy's here tonight. Ken, can you just stand up? I think everybody probably knows you. And Chairman Adams is here, just so everybody knows you, Chairman of the Industrial Board. And they've recommended two appointments. The first one is Ken Liddy to the Industrial Development Board. And Mr. Adams has sent out the bio form previously, and I think the bio is also in the packet. And if y'all have any questions, either one of them.
Is it just the one or?
No, it comes second.
One and two.
Mr. Tipper is also here.
Yeah, that's item number 2, Mayor.
Any questions?
Any questions about that? Any questions to us? So without objection, that will be on Tuesday's agenda.
Item 2, consider request for appointment of Michael Tipper to the Industrial Development Board for council approval. Term would be from date of appointment to June 1st, 2031. Councilman Burns.
Yeah, the same as for Michael, if you just stand up, everybody, see who you are and make sure that they know you. And, same as the first appointment, both these appointments are recommended by the Industrial Development Board of the City of Lewisburg for appointment.
Any questions? Any objections to it being on the agenda for Tuesday? Thank you.
Item 3, discuss of economic industrial development. Councilman Burns.
Yeah, I put this on there, and I just wanted to, I don't think Jennifer will be here next week, but I want to thank her for everything she's done since she's been here and tried to accomplish. And as we go forward in economic and industrial development, you know, I think I'll ask this question to the budget meeting and forward. You know, are we going to be fully operational or stay in economic development? Don't panic when I say that. What I'm referring to is we're pretty much out of land. We're pretty much out of industrial land. We don't have that many buildings left. And I know we're trying to get private investors to do that. But really, I just kind of want us to start thinking, not necessarily a decision. Not necessarily a decision, but want to think about, you know, we think about police stations, fire stations. You know, do we want to look for industrial property sometime in the near future or not? So I just wanted to bring that conversation to the table. If anybody's got any comments, fine, but I just wanted to make everybody aware of where we stood on that and maybe going into the future what we may need to do if we need to acquire property or not.
Well, I'm ready for the job description on that, so we can start thinking about getting it posted, because I believe it is, even if we do nothing but buy land, we're still going to need somebody to spearhead that.
Well, I guess that leads to another question. Do we want to go ahead and fill it before we have a new city manager on board?
I think we should, I don't know why we'd wait.
Well,
Well, if you don't wait, then, and we don't get a city manager for 90 days, I'd sure put in terms of hiring a football coach. I would hate to hire assistant coaches before we hire a football coach. So, you know, I don't know if you send out applications and people, you know, if we don't get anybody for 30 days, then that applicant's going to be on hold.
Well, I don't understand putting it on the sideline, and using your football terms, because we could lose a really good person just because we're not posting it. Doesn't mean we necessarily hire them, but let's post them and see what's out there. There could be nobody out there. It may take us months to hire, but it's posted.
Yeah.
Then, and a great candidate comes up, I would sure hate to miss that opportunity.
I mean, I don't agree with posting it yet, but whatever y'all want to do.
Yeah,
I mean, I think we just need to wait and get the main person in place. And
Well, that hiring decision is up to the city manager, interim or permanent, and so I think it's their decision whether or not to post it and move forward. They've got
well,
that
we're just
authority
having a
underneath.
discussion.
I understand. I'm just explaining what the charter says is their
I think we know
powers
what
and
they're saying, Mr.
responsibility.
Hutto.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Hutto. I'm tend to be with Ms. Michaels, Councilwoman Michaels. Even though there is an interim city manager, I'd like for the process to begin because if it's going to take a while to get a city manager, it would be nice to go on and have at least the interest in the people who are interested, to let us know they're interested. And if it fell on me to select, I would definitely do like I did when I was mayor and we had to do that. I called on the industrial board to help me out in what was needed and who was needed. And I think we can go on and choose somebody for the economic development thing if we have to. If not, maybe it will fall right in line with choosing a new city manager, and that new city manager, although it's something big to be dropped, that person, she or he, could go right into the process of choosing somebody and fill the position. It seems to me like an important position. One other comment, and we had talked about, some of us had talked about that before, that position is actually the Main Street person. Every grant that we have to write, they ask, are you a Main Street? They give you points for being in Main Street. If there's nobody there and we have to tell them, no, we don't have anybody in that position, I don't know how that would affect our grants. I think last year in that economic development, they got $300,000 because they could check that box that said we're the Main Street people. So I think that's important also in the doing something quickly. We don't want that open when they ask us to check that box.
Yeah. I mean, I've been in the economic development field, and if you can go ahead and advertise it, then, you know, if you know, I wouldn't take that on that responsibility if I was you. I'd let he or she that's coming in make that decision, but I don't think you're gonna lose anybody right now from that. I mean, you can go ahead and advertise, it's not gonna hurt anything, but I sure wouldn't hire anybody till we got somebody in place.
Well, I would rather somebody be in place, but I don't want it open for a long time with the duties that I feel like need to fall on that position on behalf of the city of Lewisburg. It makes us unstable in that area, and I think the more stability we can present right now, the better it would be.
Well, I think we can handle the economic development portion.
In addition to that, this is great concern of mine. We put so much on Barbara in this as temporary, but also she cannot be the economic development person and the codes person. So it's not fair to her to leave that vacant and take up her valuable time and neglect others by adding that, and that's my only comment. Further comments?
Well, the last statement is, if you go ahead and put it out there, and we don't have the other people in place, then you're gonna jeopardize that position if it's not filled, not waiting just a little while, so.
Well, you know, the new city manager is gonna have employees that they come in that are already hired anyway. We've got a whole staff at City
Well, I
Hall.
understand that,
So
but-
why would we leave a position open just because we don't have a permanent city manager?
Why would we not leave it open for them to take?
So the job can continue to get done.
In 2 or 3 meetings that I have been in, and I've tried to visit a lot of them, there's been reference to several big things that are going on that involve supply chains and stuff for the city of Lewisburg. I would hate for us to put it off for 120 days or 6 months and then find out we had missed something that was out there. Now, I don't have anything in mind, but I know they call it a supply chain for a couple of things that are happening in Tennessee and in North Alabama. And Lewisburg is sitting in a position to get some things from that. Again, it needs somebody who has some experience or knowledge, or at least is learning about that economic development that for the city of Lewisburg, and is promoting us early on. I think if you talk with industrial people, they would say it would be better to have it filled than for it to be sitting open. I know you talk with a lot of people. Maybe you've heard a different opinion than I've heard talking to them, so.
Or a different period. But what are they gonna sell? We have no land, we have very few buildings, except privately, so you have to have product to sell.
Well, I think even anybody with a product to sell would need an economic development person for the city of Lewisburg to help. And this morning, somebody mentioned the desire to build a spec building on some property that might be available. Maybe they need to have an economic development person as a go-between between the people who want to sell the land to them and the people who want to build a spec building. I don't know, but I would assume that you would need somebody in that position to help them out.
If you're talking about Project Payne, they've got a real estate go-between.
I'm talking about a different project that I heard about this morning, but it may or may not make. But I heard about it in a different
Whatever,
meeting
I
this
mean,
morning.
I'm against hiring it yet, but y'all do what you wanna do. That's all I gotta say.
Any the definition, the job description is more than just industrial recruitment.
Yes.
Any more questions on that? Next item.
Item 4, consider owner's request for rezoning property located at 400 Creekside Drive, map 071D, Group A, parcel 003.00, within the city corporate limits of Lewisburg for C2 intermediate business and HD PUD high-density plan unit development to low-density plan unit development. Planning Commission gave a favorable recommendation 5-0 on October 21st, 2025 meeting.
Chris, do you want to?
Yes, sir. Okay, currently the property is split zone. The front of the property is high-density PUD, and the back property is C2. They are recently bought the back half of the property, that's why it's split zone. And basically, they asked for it to be zone 1 zoning there, and it'd be low density. We could not change it to high density because high density plan unit development is no longer a zoning category. Does anybody have any questions?
Well, it's a small piece of property.
Correct, it is a small piece of property.
It's just a little chunk they added on into their backyard.
It's about a half acre, I think.
They're wanting to make it one lot, you know, with the same zoning.
Really no big deal.
No
Correct.
big deal, I don't think.
On the agenda for Tuesday without objection? Okay, thank you, Chris. Wait.
Yes, sir.
Come back. I think we all are unanimous in saying that we regret that you're leaving us. We respect what you have done. I know you won't be at the council meeting, so this is the only opportunity.
No, he
I
can't
will
be
be at the next city council meeting, just not the planning commission.
Oh, you'll be at the next one?
Yes, sir, I will be at the
Well,
next one.
I'll-
I will say
I'll
some.
say it again, I'll repeat myself, but anyway, we appreciate what you've done, and we wish you Godspeed.
Thank you. It's been an honor and privilege to work for the city of Lewisburg and everything. I just want to thank you for the opportunity to serve y'all in the city. Thank you so much.
Item 5, consider approval of a resolution to apply for the Patrick Lee Bulletproof Vest Grant. This grant will be reimbursed the city for 50% of the vest purchased for law enforcement officers. Requires a resolution, and Debbie Montgomery.
This is the same grant we apply for every year. We're going to apply for 6 this year, and we'll get reimbursed for 50% of 6 of those vests. And it's a reimbursement grant, so it's pretty much.
Questions?
Any questions?
Is the other 50% in the police budget now, or?
Yes, we have to buy the vest regardless, so we're
Okay,
just, it's
gotcha.
like we're getting 50% of it
Gotcha,
back.
gotcha.
Additional questions? Thank you, Deborah. On the agenda without objection, Tuesday.
Item 6, review and discuss adopting the International Property Maintenance Code, which will replace Chapter 13 of the municipal codes in its entirety. Ordinance 25-11, Chris Rush.
We was finally able to complete the adoption of it, and we added a couple of things to the international property maintenance that was in our previous municipality code, and we're just basically updated it there. So it's good to go. It should be implementation somewhere in February of the international property maintenance.
I have a question
Yes, ma'am.
about, it's on the second page, 110.2.1. Temporary coverage after damage and redevelopment plans.
Yes.
And it talked about that the temporary solution, tarps, plastic, sheeting, not to exceed 30 days. So I called a couple of insurance people because I felt that was pretty quick.
Yeah.
And they seemed to think 30 days was also pretty quick because, for instance, in 2017, we had a hailstorm in Lewisburg where almost half the roofs of the city of Lewisburg were replaced. you can't get that done in 30 days because you can't find the contractors to do it. Unless you get those storm chaser people that come in and then leave, And so it was their opinion that it would look more like 90 to 120. And I know you have a contingency in here. I read that. And so, but again, the contingency has to have scope, the report, proposed repairs, that type of stuff. But if I'm laying in a hospital because, a tree hit my house and I was on the couch, I may not get that done in 30 days.
Yeah, we did that because in the old municipality code, there was 6 months. They had 6 months, and they would basically have a temporary cover on. And after 6 months, they would provide us with a plan, and on the plan, it didn't outline what that plan was. So we just added words to that, just to more detail there, what we expect from the temporary covers. We can change the language there to extend it to the 90 days, give them 3 months there. And, we do have the leeway, our code enforcement officers, to work with people if they do get injured. We're going to practice some common sense when it comes to it. Hell, we're willing to work with people here.
I know you would, but I just, when people read the 30 days, they're gonna.
Yeah, I mean, we understand that. We've been having tough times with people who have temporary covers on, and they have not been giving us, full scope
sure.
plans. They just give an outline of them, nothing substantial, and like, hey, I'm going to complete this in 8 months, and they don't give us no plan to it. We're just trying to basically change that. They have contractors in place. Hey, who you going to use here? And basically the scope of the work.
Okay,
So we're just trying to do that, but we're more than willing. I think Ms. Hutto can change it to 90 days there.
Is everybody comfortable with 90 days?
We can certainly change it. Would it also be useful to differentiate between, commercial buildings have a shorter time frame to get a plan in and approved versus residential? Because I think the commercial ones are, from what I've seen, the ones that take advantage of the system, whereas most people want their roofs to stop leaking as quick as possible.
We can go in and
Okay.
we can add something to that, distinguish between the two. I think we can do something like that.
That would be good.
Okay.
And just extend that for residential people.
Okay. Yeah, we can, if that's okay with council and they approve of that, we'd be happy to change that.
Everybody in agreement with that?
Yes, sir.
90 days and do commercial. Okay, well, I can work on that. Thank you.
Item 7,
On the agenda for Tuesday, with that correction, correct?
Item 7, review and discuss ordinance 2515, amending the fiscal year 2025-2026 budget. Ordinance 2515, Allen Owens, City Treasurer.
Yes, Mayor, Council, this is just the second reading of the first budget amendment for this fiscal year. There are 2 changes that I'd like to highlight, go over with you from the first reading. What we're doing is amending revenues. We're increasing revenues by $121,628 to reflect grant money that has come in. On the other side, we're increasing streets budget by the same amount, $121,628, for payment to SRS in relation to the street signal project. And the other one's a minor one. We received a $500 check that was to the fire department from the Bob Davis Memorial Fund, I believe, that went to several neighboring fire departments. So it's the same thing there. We're increasing revenues, contributions by $500, increasing the fire department budget supplies by $500. Again, revenue in, revenue out. There's no net effect or net change, increase or decrease on fund balance with these proposed changes. Happy to answer any questions you might have.
Questions? So we'll have a public hearing Tuesday on
Yes.
this matter, is that correct?
Yes.
So without objections, be on Tuesday's agenda.
Item 8, discuss and request for traditional employees' Christmas bonus of $100 to be paid in December's payroll. Roll call vote, Councilman Michael.
I brought this up just to remind people that it'll be voted on next Monday. It'll cost,
Next Tuesday.
Next
Monday. Moved it to Monday
Monday.
because of Veterans Day.
That's correct. We changed that, didn't we?
And it is in the budget, and it costs approximately $13,000, and it insures $100 in their paychecks.
Any questions?
No.
Without objection, that'll be on the agenda. Talking about the Veterans Day parade, if anybody has any veterans that are unaware of the parade, they need to be at the high school at 9:15 to participate. Check it. Next.
Item 9, discuss with the city attorney the difference in amending a resolution and a contract on first motion. Councilman Burns.
Yeah, this stems from us trying to move a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit last time. It took us about 20 minutes to figure this out. And Mr. Hutto, my question is this to you. When we brought up this resolution and we had it in our packet, could we not have made a motion to approve this and second it since no motion had been approved? Instead of going through 4 different motions, could we find a way to streamline it?
We probably could have. I think one of the things is that just the motion got made and seconded it a little too quickly, and we could have certainly gone with an alternate motion that's, had a minor difference in what was in the agenda. Just trying to follow Robert's Rules of Order as best we can, and so once something's on the table, you can either withdraw it or you can move to amend it, and I think neither one works. We just, I think, did it the longest way possible last week.
I think so
last
too.
month.
So if we got a resolution in our packet and we want to do a new resolution, we can make a motion to submit that instead of the one in the packet.
Right, you just have to make sure we
Everybody
speak out
knows.
entirely what the motion
Yeah,
is so that it
okay.
can go into the minutes.
All right, thank you.
Item 10, update on amendment to the Tennessee Code, Section 6-56-105E pertaining to deadlines for completion and submission of the municipal audits. Alan Owens, City Treasurer.
Yes, thank you. This is really just an informational item to bring to council's attention. There was a recent change in the state law that now it doesn't change the deadline. It's always been December 31st, which is 6 months after the close of our fiscal year. However, there is now with the new law, there's a financial penalty if the entity, the city has, when you have 2 or more audits that are late, they will start withholding state sales tax money, not to exceed 15% of our annual sales tax, state sales tax revenue, which is about $232,000. So, number one, I just wanted to bring this to your all's attention. Number two, I have been in contact with both the Water Department's auditors, Winnett and Company, and also with the Water Department's administration. And as recently as today, I had information from them, which I had heard last week, but they did, the big holdup last year, and last year's audit was the pension, the other post-employment benefit, or OPEB report. They did get that finally done, and they've uploaded that to their auditor. My concerns is still, even based on the response that I got late this afternoon, is that their auditor, Winnett, says that they will do everything they can to meet the December 31 deadline. Well, my response back to them is that even if you all meet the December 31 deadline, that's not going to be in time for our auditors to get the city's audit done by December 31st. So, I think it's a.
So what does their deadline need to be?
That's, and what I told Trigg is that what I need to do is get with our auditor and determine what timeline needs to be, and I suspect it'll be similar to the electric department, which we just received theirs last week. So I'll try to get with Ms. Wickberg tomorrow and get a better idea, and then I can let you and Trigg know. But I think it's a foregone conclusion that this year's audit is probably going to be late again. So as I said in my email to Trigg, I think what we need to do, once I get a timeline from our auditor, is we all need to get together and try to come up with a plan for the fiscal year 2026 audit and future years. And I'd be happy to copy you all on my email correspondence to
Agreed.
Trigg if you'd like to. Just, again, it's just, I don't know that there's any action for the council meeting, but again, it's just for discussion purposes and to bring it to you all's attention. And if I have any questions or discussion, I'll be happy to try to answer them.
I thought that problem had been solved. Unfortunately, it's apparently not.
Well, it has, there's just some lingering tendrils coming from it.
Yeah, the big issue with last year's delay was this other pension employment benefit report, which, you know, that just now has been done. So even if you look back prior years when that wasn't an issue, I think we look back and maybe 2 out of the last 10 or 12 years, the city's report was filed timely. So I think we just, again, all need to, it needs to be at the forefront of everybody's mind, and we need to work together collaboratively to try to make sure that we all have an idea of what the time frame needs to be and to do whatever we have to do to get it done, because we don't want to have the state withhold almost $250,000 until the audit. They will release the funds, but not until you get the audit submitted to the comptroller. So anyway, I just wanted to.
Well, I'm confident Councilwoman Thomas will
We'll stay on top
be,
of it.
be on that, and so it won't even.
Okay.
That really doesn't need to ever happen again after year. How many times been late in the last 10 years?
Yeah, I think it's been the rule rather than exception. The norm has been it's been late, and I'm trying to remember if Debbie might remember. It's been maybe 2 or 3 times on time in the last 10 or 12 years. So
Is it always the water department?
yes, I mean.
Trying not to.
Okay, Linda,
I don't want
that's putting you on the spot.
Yeah,
We'll
so-
be on top of it.
And I do need to reach out. The gas department does get theirs to us before the December deadline, but I have to, again, once I get with our auditor and find out what timeline they need it, then I may have to get with gas department and give them an update too about trying to adjust their schedule. But- Okay, thank you.
Mayor, if I might, the Lewisburg Electric Systems audit was in before the end of October.
They do an exceptional job.
They do. Thank everybody out there.
Okay,
Item 11, other business.
Mayor, do you want to share that news?
no, I'll let you share that. I'll do the hallelujahs after
Oh.
you, please.
Just want to let everybody know that the Lewisburg Water Department received their permit from TDEC to increase our water intake to 6 million gallons a day.
Hallelujah.
It has been long
Hallelujah.
awaited.
I can't tell you how many years that has taken. And
I had something, I'm sorry, go on. How many years has
How's
it
the
But
been?
building coming?
that is fantastic, because that
I
allows
couldn't
you
hear
to
you, Vicki.
How's the building
proceed,
coming?
proceed with the new
I
plan.
still can't hear you, I'm
His
sorry.
building, how, building updates.
Well, we're working on the final test. They pretty much know what the building will be. It's just a matter of getting the filtration testing done. And I think they're about ready to set the date for that. And then we're looking at 2.5 or 3 years after that.
Right, I knew that.
Kind of the same thing, but at least we know now we have the permit. Because there was a danger in going too far ahead and then not getting the permit.
Sure.
So, now that that's there, that's a big hurdle,
Amen to that.
so.
Amen to that. And
Yay.
at the community, Joint Economic Council today, that was a very encouraging report on the county's plan. They still have not let the plan itself, so they're still way behind in their timeline,
Their county is?
yes.
I meant to hand this out when I was talking before, and I forgot to.
Go ahead, Barbara.
This is the job description you all had created before, last year or the last time that you posted this position. And at the bottom, after having met with several people this morning, it was pointed out that it should say, the last line on the first page, that this position will be the director of the Lewisburg Downtown Main Street, just so that as we put that out there, that people know they would have that responsibility. That's the only change I saw that really needed to be made. If you see something, that's the potential posting for what we would be looking for, and that was made up by you all last year before last, whenever you posted it to get the last one we hired.
So where did you add it, Main Street?
Very bottom line on the front page.
Oh, front page, I went to the last page, okay, I see it.
That way, as I said, that is part of that position, and somebody who applies probably needs to know that would be a lot of local things that would be expected and that they would be working on all the time, even though it may be a downtime for property and other things that would put that in that position, and they could put a lot of work in on that. And the second thing is the posting of planning and zoning. If we are going to post one, I feel like we need to get that position posted pretty quickly
Oh,
too. It requires somebody with a whole lot of knowledge of the order and the line of things and the way they have to be done. And I don't think that one should sit around waiting on me to sign something that I serve on planning and zoning, but I do not know those rules.
No, I agree. I think that needs to go out ASAP.
I think that one needs to be posted soon. And again, a plan for interviewing and stuff can be made up after this gets posted and we see who's interested.
Did you have Patrick Marsh's website?
Oh, yes. And all of the things that were posted for a city manager have Patrick Marsh, he has posted them with the Tennessee Municipal League, the Tennessee City Managers Association, MTAS, and the ICMA are posting the positions. And I assume all of these others, if we put them out there, we'll ask them to post those also
Yes.
to all the sites that need to get them, so that we would reach internally and our local people if they're interested and qualified, and externally for people who might come from out of town who would be qualified to be in that position. Thank you.
Did we decide if we was gonna put just a little, I know advertising in the local paper may be prohibited, but did we decide just to do a little blurb, posted to city manager, driving them to our website or anything?
If y'all want to, I'm willing, yes, I can get into it.
Do you know what it would cost? So, you know what I'm talking about, Vicki, just to,
Well, yeah, I know what an advertisement in the newspaper costs. Looks
Because-
like, but I don't know what it costs.
well, the local people, I don't want them to say, well,
It wasn't
we
ever
did see
posted. It should be on our
posted.
website, is it not?
It is.
It is on our
It is.
website, yeah.
But should we
Because-
do a little blurb, yes or no? I'm just bringing that out.
I don't know.
Well,
I
it's
don't know what
been
their
in the paper.
circulation now that Quick Mart and Cornsville's even quit carrying them, and that, they sold, I forget what the lady told me, how many papers a week they sold. And they're out of Cornsville 100% now. So it's a dying thing. I don't know if it's worth it or not.
I don't know, just bringing it up to.
I mean, it
Well-
wouldn't hurt,
Y'all
can't
think?
hurt.
Well, Barbara could look into that. Now, anybody else with other business, because I have one.
No, sir.
As you're aware of Jennifer's Pearson's resignation, as a result, that leaves, she has resigned from the Community Development Board. And as you may be aware, Emily Darnell has left that position for First Commerce Bank. So I have asked her to fill that position, and I would, Mr. Hutto, can that be on the, if the council agrees, can that be on the agenda for Tuesday?
Absolutely.
Anybody object to that? Everybody knows Emily. Okay, what else?
Anybody got
Any other?
Anything else?
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
Councilwoman Thomas makes the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Shannon. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. We stand adjourned. Thank you very much.
Take that fuel.